After a crazy night, nice relaxing time in the park. You guys gonna jog? You jogging?
I'm down. If he's down, I'm down.
You guys jogging? I'm not jogging. I'm gonna walk it. You guys can do 2 laps while I do 1.
That works.
Let's go check out Greenhorn.
Oh,
You don't know what that is, Kaden?
the one with the orange fan. I know what those ones over there with the black.
If it's not a duck, it's a what?
It's a mix.
No. If it's not a duck, it's...
Swan.
I think that's a kind of geese, bro. Those back ones are definitely geese.
Yeah. So how did
Geese, Canadian geese. I assume that's a different kind of geese, but still a goose.
where are a duck in it?
Hey, Kaden, what's that sign say? You think I can walk over it?
No,
Why not?
because you're 4 tons.
Oh, you're mean, bro.
He's out running. You running.
Kaden,
This is the armored one, I guess.
No. The dumpster.
Kaden.
Yeah, the construction site.
do you know what this area is?
Gold mine.
And processing equipment.
I like squirrels. They're real fluffy.
What did you just ask, Kaden?
It's industrial.
And, oh, I answered the industrial age. You wanted to know how this was built? It was built with machinery and then transported here.
It's a ferret.
That used to crush rocks, and then the rocks would come here, and then it would all get sifted here, and the gold would end up being processed. And that's how they found gold. Greenhorn Park, you can actually see the cuts. That's where they used to dredge, right there. That's all dredging. Those buildings were moved here from the city. After they were done dredging, you can see where they were digging into the hills, and the creek runs through it. They were in the creek bed, making it deeper and mining it, dredging. And Greenhorn was a sailor. It's a term for sailing. It means that they're fresh on the ship. They don't know what they're doing. They called this guy Greenhorn, and he found a bunch of gold up here. And when he was done, he donated the whole land because he was done with it to the city. And now it's a park and we get to enjoy it. But there's still gold here. A lot of it. They pulled a lot. He had his fill, and then he gave it back to the county. So Kaden and Ivan just asked me something. They're asking about that top rail that is right up there, and it connects to the hill, and the little carts would come in, dump off here through rail, and it would get crushed, and then they would sift through all the gold and all the dirt. But he's asking if there's caves up there, mines that are open, and the answer is yes, but they've all been shut down by the federal government, so nobody falls into them. They foam them. There's downtown Wairika, there's a cave system where they used to mine, and it connects a bunch of the stores downtown through basements. Like catacomb style, bro.
Like back in the old days.
Yeah, it's old school, dude. We're in an old town. The blacksmith shop, all these little buildings get reconditioned. You can see this one has new roof and paint, but the blacksmith shop hasn't had any love. It's just a shop and a carport, and none of the tools are left, but it was a blacksmith to where if anything broke from that, it was repaired in that. And all kinds of horseshoes, everything. That was the mechanic back in the day, the blacksmith. He fixed everything. Look at this view. Beautiful morning. Got the reflection on the lake, on the reservoir. All kinds of nature around us. You can hear it. Caden staring at a tree. What do you see, buddy? Sap? And this really neat bridge. I want to show you the creek here. People like to fish this spot right here because it's all the fresh water coming into the reservoir, and you can actually see the fish in the water here sometimes. Big bass and trout hanging out, and turtles. You can see all kinds of wildlife here, and there's geese, turkeys, not turkeys, ducks, and even larger geese. But there's a fishing dock right there. There's I guess it's a freshwater body here, but it gets algae as well because it mixes in. But this is the creek flow coming in, and like I said, you can see in the creek, and it's super clear, and you can fish from it.
Somebody behind us. Somebody behind us.
You can see some more of the hill that used to exist. This is the dredge lines where they were taking the soil out to sift gold out of. And there's trails up above that, like logging trails that you can jog up here. And there's just, you can see all the scars because it was not covered up. This land has been worked before. What did you just ask me? If you can fish here?
Yes, I was asking if you can actually fish in here.
You see that thing right over there, right?
Yeah.
That's a fishing dock.
Oh, I got you.
I'll show you all the fishing spots as we go around. This is definitely a fishing spot.
Oh, great.
It's stocked, and they have big mothers, and they have a bunch of stocked trout, and it's good fishing. I know how to catch them, dude. We just need to get our licenses, and we can come catch fish. Have your grandma cook them for us.
Hey.
But yeah, look.
Oh man, that kind of sounds good. Tasteful. Some fresh fish.
You fishing, Caden?
I don't need a license.
No, you don't. 16 and under.
No, technically.
Nice, steady water, no wind. See all the reflections. This is a beautiful park. And you can see into the water. You can spot fish here. Take the next left right there, dude. I'm gonna show you this next fishing spot. I love this one, dude. You literally go like 50 feet into the lake and you're in fishing holes.
Fishing, right?
All kinds of fishing, dude. Once you're the first one out there, dude, look into the waters and you can see the fish. Turtles, big old frogs. There's all kinds of wildlife.
This is the spot right here.
This is the one I like. Oh, look at Caden. Assume the position. Hey, that's the Burt Reynolds, right?
Yeah, it is.
I like to fish on this side, and I just cast over there, and there's a deep hole. And the school of fish just hang out there. Let's get some high ground. Let's look into this water. One more time.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, was there any slaves back in the day in Wairika?
So I'll tell you about the China ditch. It's a ditch that was used to transport water, so they could do hills that had no water on them.
Yeah.
You know who dug those hills in that trench?
Who did?
I'll show you the trench on the way home. I know a part that's on the hills on the way home.
All right. Yeah,
You know who dug it?
Who did?
What did I just tell you it was called? China ditch, right?
China ditch, yep.
Who do you think dug it?
China eventually.
Chinamen.
Oh, Chinaman?
You know how we play Red Dead and there's Chinamen all over the place?
Yeah.
There was by the high school on like where Meeks is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There's a Chinese cemetery and it used to be a town and the whole town got burnt down.
Oh.
On purpose because they didn't want them anymore.
Okay, that's pretty intense.
That's pretty messed up.
That's pretty intense.
Siskiyou County has had a Japanese detention camp out by Tule Lake. There is ugly history here.
Oh, wow.
Look at that bird. It's so pretty.
But it is beautiful.
Yeah. Nature.
Yeah, you're not going to get that, buddy. You can probably touch a deer here, but not a bird. Wow. Who do you think you are? An Aztec warrior collecting feathers?
Yes.
Fishing. And this is the lower parking lot right here. Almost fell. Show you the playground. Handicap access up here, so they're right on the trail. And then down there, you see the parking lot and a playground and a rec area where you can party and have, you can reserve the whole park practically. Have a big cookout. I've seen it done. I guess you are allowed to. What is this, dude? That's the second camper I see. There was a tent on upper, and now there's an RV on lower. I guess it's fair game to camp here now. Let's see it, Caden. Sprint. Where he's at right now is 100 meters.
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
In your mark. Get set. Go. He lost it. Slowing down.
You're going to be a running back or wide out?
Good old greenhorn. Took his gold and left us a park. Let's enjoy it. There's trails there that go up into the hill and they branch out, and bicycles, jogging, cross-country stuff. This park, you can do it all. I was just told they had a Centurion race here yesterday, a bicycle race, and that's why there's people camping out. They were here cycling, and I guess the city let them stay because they were a part of that event. Better view of the water tower and the trail system. This actually connects all the Greenhorn Hills all the way to the top of those hills because there was logging skid trails. You can see them right there, and there's all kinds of things you can do here. Ivan was asking me if it was a long race or a short race. I'm assuming it wasn't just on this track. It had to have involved the hills, and if we run into one of these cyclists, we'll ask them. Because cross country, when they run here, I know they run the track for 1 mile and then they do the cross country for the other 4. That sign right there. Danger, thin ice, stay off lake. And there's placards here that commemorate Greenhorn and other people from the community. Whose plaque is that, Caden? While he reads that one, I'm going to show you the soccer field. Both the high school and private leagues play here sometimes. It's a pretty neat park. I've been here in the wintertime and it does freeze over. That video that went viral of people skipping rocks on Alaska, we've done it here. You just grab a couple of rocks and you can skip them and you hear them just singing the whole way through. Just ding, 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 ding. It's a pretty fun time here in the winter. You can still walk it. It's cold, but if you dress right, you can handle.
I think 10 years ago, I would be born making Yeah, almost three.
Fly over me, geese.
Those are some pretty strong legs because they keep their legs up to the air and they fly.
Give you another shot of greenhorn. It's 8 in the morning. Steady waters. It'd be perfect for fishing.
They're not very spooky everywhere.
That's where we're headed. The dam and the bridge.
Hey guys, Dumpshit Scientist here.
So that's the spillway right over there, and it goes into the creek, and the creek flows along the side of the park. Let's go check out the dam. I'm not gonna walk where the spillway is. It's just a bunch of concrete that's turned green from the algae. This bridge is really cool. You can look down into it and see all kinds of wildlife. There's usually turtles, bass, the geese. There's all kinds of things, and you can see straight into the water. Let's see what we can. And in that corner over there, I'm hoping I can find that log full of turtles. In that corner, there's always turtles, and they just hang out in abundance. So let's see if we can see an otter. There's all kinds of wildlife. This is the bridge. So this is what land looks like when it's been dredged. You can see that it's been dug into, or water eroded this one probably, but that's definitely from mining. You can see into the spillway right here. There's geese on the roof, and we'll just take a look over the railing, see what we can find.
I want to hold a turtle. Is that illegal?
Good luck catching a turtle, Kaden.
They're slow as I see a turtle in the water. They're slow. They're slow. Slow too. How is it slow poking? Right? Have you ever slow poking? I went because I was doing slow. I'm the king of slow. Stop. I'm gonna just try hard mode on you in Fortnite.
I don't see anything moving down there.
Silent Scar. It was lazy.
You can't see anything in the water today. Those islands usually have a bunch of geese and other wildlife. Let's go see the last quarter of the park. All kinds of little nooks, nice little nature, little fishing spots, some benches. There's a little bit of everything.
This rich TikTok girl, like, if we're doing this, we're never taking buy a house.
Looks like somebody's fishing in my favorite spot. Nope, they're just sitting there. What are you doing, Kaden? There's a road up there. Please don't go up there. Let's follow these geese into the water, huh?
You spear them.
Kaden, put that stick down.
There's my old stick.
Yeah, some feet too.
I just wanted to take a closer look, guys. I didn't want to scare you. Those are the geese from earlier. That's the little pack.
One foot and my foot hit the bar every single time. The last time I cleared the bar, but my foot's like, fuck you. Bro, I almost went back with how hard I flew.
As I was walking up, I see the log right there. I'm gonna get closer. I don't see any turtles, but there's geese all over. This fence is new. I hadn't seen it before. Last time I was here, it was all broken down fence. That log right down there, if you come at the right time of day or year, there's always turtles on it. And on these islands, you can usually spot turtles. I'm gonna hang out here for a minute, see if I can't find one for you guys. Little island full of geese. A log that's usually full of turtles.
Geese world. Are you recording? I took some pictures of
The lake.
Yeah, thanks. Trying to hit me, a blind man. I'm not even blind, so I can see. Back up. You stop, you stop. There's too much of you.
Let's see how you're doing in botany, Kaden. You recognize any of these plants? You gotta, at the very least, recognize these plants right in front of me right here. What are they? Those are blackberries. When we first showed up, it was still early morning. Now it's a little bit sunnier and brighter. This the upper Greenhorn. It has a playgrounds, bathrooms, and then once again a recreation area. We've actually rented this spot out before when we did the baptisms here and a bunch of other Easter stuff. It's a great park. Another bench. I don't like fishing on this side because it's too shallow, but the geese are always on this side, so I stay away from them. They can be some kind of mean. They've chased Caden before, but they're also used to being fed all the time, so they're friendly. You just can't be too friendly with them.
Season 4, back in Fortnite with New. Me and you talked almost a year ago. We're right here, and I said I thought I was opening my Fortnite map.
Nice.
A year ago, right here.
Gold Pan Trail, Veterans Memorial Trail. This is the full loop. This little stretch right here brings us back to the bridge that I showed you guys earlier. I'm gonna walk it again, show you the creek side, show you the reservoir side, and Caden, please leave that duck alone. This is the creek side where the buildings are, the blacksmith, the crusher, and you can see that this is still very much so just almost river rock because it's all been crushed and sedimentized.
Is that gold?
There's all kinds of gold here, Caden.
So there's gold in this lake?
There's all kinds of gold in this lake, but it sits at the bottom.
I'm gonna get
That's the bridge there. We saw it from the other side. I'm just going to show you guys the reservoir one more time. It's a beautiful lake. You have fun here, Kaden?
Yes.
The final stretch. This gets us back to my car.
Who's the best player? Since season 3, he's been the best player because he played Ninja.
A friend of mine got married here. I did the video for him. It'll be on my page soon. It was over 10 years ago, but I never edited the video, so I'll be doing that soon. This is a beautiful park. Lots of memories. Lots of cool history. Good old Greenhorn found his fortune, left us the park, donated it back to the city. And that's the way it really should be. He wasn't from here. He came, got what he wanted, and gave it back to the community. The deer on the way out. Greenhorn, full of nature. There she is.